10, 9.
You want answers? I want the truth!
Get ready for two guys who can't handle the truth.
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
But we can. Dave Palumbo, Chris Aceto. RxMuscle.com presents Heavy Muscle Radio. Watch out!
Welcome to another episode of Heavy Muscle Radio. I'm Dave Palumbo, and I'm joined, as always, by the technician Chris Aceto on this April 1st, 2019 evening. And Chris, it is April Fool's, but I have no April Fool's jokes for today, only facts. So all these crazy stories we're going to talk about today are actually true.
Well, we know a lot of fools. We talk about before the radio starts.
You know, I think I have to start with this because, you know, I had some run-ins, not directly, indirectly, with the four-time Mr. Physique Olympia, Jeremy Buendia.
Yeah.
And I had Boston Lloyd on my show, as you know, and Boston was talking a lot of smack about Jeremy. I have nothing bad to say about Jeremy. I know a lot of people don't like him. I never really had a bad encounter with him until recently when he sent me, his lawyer sent me a letter. He was trying to sue me because he wanted to take down some show. You know, I wound up taking him down, but I basically said to him, you know, Jeremy, you should have just called me, you know. So he wasn't talking to me for a while. Wouldn't even shake my hand at the show. But he contacted me.
He's a moron, but go ahead.
Well, yeah, he contacted me recently because I know we talked about it last week, this whole board shorts craziness that was going on. Antoine Valier posted a picture of himself. Posted a picture of himself guest posing, and he started out with a pair of board shorts, as you know, and he pulled the board shorts off, and it was a big fun thing. And Jeremy took offense to it and went crazy that he thought he was disrespecting Ben's physique, and no one else thought that.
The key word is crazy, but go ahead.
Yeah, no one else thought that. It was nuts, and it got to the point where Jeremy was like hurling like homophobic epithets at Antoine, saying he was gay and he sucked dick and all this other craziness, and which really didn't have anything to do with the fact that Antoine was wearing a pair of board shorts. I don't know how that. So I guess he was getting a lot of bad flack. So he contacted Sid and said he would like to come on the show and give his side of the story. Because I had Antoine on.
I thought he was suing you. I thought Jeremy would be suing you.
That's over. He sued me last year. But
okay.
So he was suing me, but he wants to come on the TV show. So I'm forgiving, Chris. You know me. I'm not about being an asshole. And even the guys I don't get along with in this industry. Even Sean Ray. I mean, I talked to him. Nothing phases me because I don't. Yeah,
well, I draw the line on Sean Ray. But
you do, I know. But you know what? Because this is the thing. I think everyone's full of shit, and I think it's all. This is all. Talking about fake news, which is another story we'll talk about. To me, it's all people just make this into stuff that it's nothing. It has no relevancy to my life. It doesn't change my life. All these crazy stories. To me, it's just
no relevancy to their life either. For God's sake,
it's like I don't even care.
I mean, listen, hold on. Antoine putting board shorts on. What relevance does it have to Jeremy Buendia?
He said he felt that it was insulting to the men's physique because people don't take men's physique seriously, and because of him.
Maybe he has an inferiority complex of having won the show 4 times. That maybe people don't take him seriously. Maybe he feels that way.
Yeah, I think
he feels that way.
I think
obviously he does.
He said on the TV show as much as he has anger management problems.
And Dave, you know what? No matter what, it's a tremendous class. It is a tremendous class. And people have like tremendous social media following. Right. But when you get into the hubbub of like the hardcore part, people still Ramy, Phil. You know what I mean? Jay, in terms of stature, Coleman, Arnold, Mr. Olympia, the Mr. Olympia title, Dorian.
Right. Well, I think that's why.
And then men's physique, regardless of how fast it's grown, regardless of how successful it is, regardless of how many tremendous physiques there really are, it's because it hasn't been around a long period of time. People in the whole scope of things, Jeremy versus Phil versus Jeremy versus Jay, Jeremy, in any aspect of how you measure success or like reputation or any of it is going to be a failure.
Yeah,
so
I agree with you, but the guy has 2.4 million followers on Instagram, so he obviously has people who admire him and look up to him. So, and he's making money. So, I don't know why he got so bent out of shape, but he did, and I guess he realized he went over the edge. And he did say on the show that I got him on, because like I said, I'll let anyone come on and talk. Even if people were like, "How could you let them on after what they did to you?" I don't care. Nothing phases me. I felt that it was a story that was newsworthy. I had Antoine on, and Jeremy wanted to come on. I'm like, let's do it.
Oh, you did have Antoine on.
Yeah, I had him on first, and that's what Jeremy was saying.
Yeah,
he was, and he was basically like, I didn't take any. He was really good about it. He's like, Dave, I'm not even mad at Jeremy. I just can't believe what he's saying. It's crazy. So I just wanted to make the piece. So Jeremy came on and said, look, you know what? Got a little hot-headed. I have anger issues. I had them growing up. I had counseling a lot of early in my life, and you know what? I blew up. Some people felt that it wasn't sincere, but it is what it is. He came on, and I respected that. But I said, look, I respect you coming on. It had to be a hard interview to do, and I'm sure it was hard for him to contact me too. But because of the whole situation we had. But that's the way it is.
The lawsuit.
And I basically said to him off camera. I said, look, I'm not some punk from the street. If I can understand trying to sue someone who's, who is just some YouTuber. You don't know.
Idle threat.
I'm in the industry.
Did he follow through with the lawsuit?
No, because
it's called an idle threat.
Yeah, right.
Because other people would have caved in. Okay, I'll do that for you.
Well, he wanted me. I don't even want to go into it. But the point is that
it's important because it has context of ridiculousness.
It was a ridiculous request by his lawyer, and I, as a good person, I knew it was affecting him, maybe his ability to make money. So I took the show down because it was painting him in a bad light. Now, I didn't. I could have escalated if I wanted to, but it's not worth it. It's not that important. So. Like I said, if a pro has a problem with something that I say about them or another guest says about it, it's usually another guest, all they have to do is contact me. And if it's not true, or if it's questionably true, and it's affecting them, I'll take it down. I'm not trying to ruin anyone's life here. Mm-hmm. Just trying to get the story out. So Jeremy came on, and a couple people didn't think it was sincere. He also on the show he called out Dexter. He said he sent. Dexter and him were arguing back and forth, supposedly. Now Dexter wants to fight him. I was going to say, you know what have I always said on the show? I can't debate Dexter on the show because I wouldn't debate him either.
I would never, Jeremy. Because he's too quick-witted. Yeah. He's too smart, and he can back up everything he has to say.
Well, Dexter was on a cruise, evidently, during this when it happened. I guess someone called him and got in touch with him somehow and told him what was going on. And
what was going on between Jeremy and Dexter?
I don't know. Dexter didn't like the fact that Jeremy, because remember a while back, Jeremy said, "Oh, if it wasn't for me, there would be no industry because men's physique is carrying the industry now." Remember that whole debate? That was about a year ago, probably. That whole thing went on, and Dexter didn't like that. And I don't know, they're arguing back and forth. So Dexter basically is like, I'll be here on April 1st or whatever. I don't know, wherever they're going to be. I'll meet you there. And, they're like that. Why Dexter is even bothering with this guy, I don't know, but it's pretty funny. But Dexter likes to argue on social media. That's what he gets off on. And Dexter doesn't like us. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know that.
I don't know why he's mad at us. I guess he figures we critique his physique too much. I don't know.
No, there's probably a rodent rivalry there.
Yeah, I don't think he likes me, but I don't know. But he doesn't like you either. No, he doesn't like either one of us, right?
No, I mean that's fine.
He thinks we're a joke because we don't. Yeah.
But we don't think he should win every show.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't think Sean Roden should win every show.
Sure. So Fouad came on. Because Fouad was raging mad about this whole thing, and he wanted to come on. I said, "Okay, come on." So
does Fouad also admit to anger management problems, or is
he
just regular angry?
No, Fouad was just funny. He wasn't.
Oh, he's funny angry.
It was a fake. I said Fouad's raging. He just was pissed off about everything, and he was blasting Nick Trigili on the show too. And the funny thing is, Nick Trigili now thinks I put him up to it, which it was not. Believe me, I have plenty of people I have no interest in even talking about Nick Trigili, but Fouad just put him on blast too while he was at it, and so there's a lot of back and forth. People blowing each other up. I had a guy, there were two people who actually were very critical of my not covering the whole Aaron Singerman, PJ Braun indictment. Remember the whole, we've been talking about this for 2 weeks now. And I've talked about it about 4 times already, but people didn't like that I didn't go off on these guys. The truth is that there was nothing to talk. I told you the indictment was out there. I'm not going to go over it again. And I'm friends with them, so there's no reason for me to do that. But this guy Johnny Bravo did this whole he's a filmmaker, so he thinks he's a filmmaker. He did this whole intense he looked like Robert De Niro acting out a scene or something like that in a movie. So I did a parody on it, essentially.
Of course you did.
I know you haven't seen it yet, but Dave Palumbo, he called me. Palumbo. Let's see. He was claiming that I had fake news. I don't know what that really means in regard to the fact that what fake news did we talk about? There was no fake news. So I did a whole little skit on it, which I thought was funny. A lot of people seemed to like it. And Jason Genova called me out too, which is really not an entity in our business. He's more of a comic relief entity. But I also responded to him too. I dressed up as Darth Vader. My son liked it. I had my lightsaber. Because Jason Genova thinks he's the Dark Sith Lord. So I had to let him know who his father was. No pun intended. Now Jason Genova wants to come on the TV show. Did I tell you that?
No.
Yeah, he's coming out next week. Not this coming week, the week after.
And what's the
He's got to get a ride, though. He's only 2 hours away, but he's got to get a ride.
Well, we'll fly down Fuad from Toronto.
Jason Genova might be a more credible source of information.
Get Dexter off the cruise. No, he don't like you, so he won't come.
Yeah, maybe I'll ask Jason Genova what he thinks about Dexter. See what he says. Then Dexter really won't like me. Now I just want to I like to get some of the comedian. I call them the whack packers. I like to get the whack packers on the show. I used to have a regular whack pack, back in the old days. Heavy Muscle TV with the whack pack.
You invented it.
Yeah. Well, I think Howard Stern. I kind of copied
Howard
Stern. I invented it for the
bodybuilding.
Now there's whack packers that are not really part of my crew, but I would call Big Lenny a whack packer, Jason Genova. So I'll get Genova on the show just for some comic relief. I was playing around. They have all these filters like on Instagram and Facebook, and I like to sometimes I'll pull them up and I'll put them on. You put the camera, the iPhone on yourself, and it puts a filter on you and changes you. Puts a mustache or glasses on you, weird hair, and sometimes horns. My kids they love it. So I put this one on. My son pulled it up by accident. I put it on and I snapped a picture, and I'm looking at the picture. I'm like, what the fuck do I look like in this picture? I said, I either look like Danny Zuko from Greece, or I said, wait a second, I look like fucking Steve Blackman with the glasses. So I thought it was
photoshopped.
Yeah, it wasn't. No, it was a filter. People thought people know Blackman had to think it was hysterical because it was. It looked just like. It was like at night too, before I took a shower, so it was all greasy. So I really looked like Blackman because he puts all that like Retin-A on his face and. He's always like greasy from it. So I thought that was pretty funny. It's amazing. You can go crazy with Instagram and Facebook and everything like that. I don't even know how people do it because if I didn't work like 3 full-time jobs, I'd probably be on there all day long. I'd be like a robot on that thing. You can get lost in that world. And you know what the problem is? If you're an overachiever like you and I am, you never think you're doing enough on that thing, right? You always think there should be one more picture you're posting or one more little video vignette
Nobody
clip.
cares, really. It's fun to post, but
people love it. I got news for you. I've been doing stupid shit at home. You follow it.
People like the stupid stuff, yeah.
They love it. My kids building like Lego blocks and stuff. People are like, oh, more. Give us more. I said, all right, I'll give you more. So I did. The problem is I get pissed at myself if I think I should have recorded that. I'm like, holy shit, I should have recorded that. That would have been great.
Yeah.
I need someone else.
Logan just threw up all over. Logan just threw up everywhere. Should have recorded it.
That's right. We had to take him to the doctor today because his fever was spiking. I should have been filming there too. He had to get his nose swabbed. We've taken him to the urgent care like 3 times or 2 times now, and because he's been having fevers, right? And everything comes back negative. They test him for. It's just it's like kids just get sick and they get these high spiking fevers. Now he's going to school now, so he's bringing home all the germs.
Well, that's it.
Everyone in my house is sick. My wife is sick now. She's pregnant. She's sick. feel bad for her because she.
Daycare colds are the worst ever.
Yeah.
Sniffling, sneezy, snotty little kids like playing with each other. One cold goes from one person to the next. Then they bring it to you.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I haven't gotten sick. I don't want to jinx myself. I don't believe in jinxes anymore. I take my injectable glutathione from TitanMedicalCenter.com. I'm telling you, I'm convinced it's keeping that. I use this Juice Plus product. It's like a fruit and vegetable extract product. If you go to my DavePalumbo.com website, you can see the link to it. I've been taking that for 25 years. I don't get sick, and if I get sick, it's like for a half a day.
Okay, I don't want to jinx you, Dave, but
I'm sure.
I believe in jinxes, and I mean jinx you.
I'll be in bed tomorrow probably, but it's true. It's true. I'm telling you. So I've been resisting. So I've been taking care of, helping take care of the kids, and I took for the first time. Logan and I went to the supermarket together alone, just because my wife didn't feel good. So Logan and I we went shopping together. Forget about it. If my wife's not there, I'll buy it. My son runs through the aisles and he just throws things into the cart, and I'm like, all right, fine. I said, when I have kids, I'm not letting them eat any junk food. Forget about it. I'm buying ice cream for them. I'm buying bag of My son has this thing with lollipops. So I got him this bag of lollipops. It was like $2, but it's like the little ones they give away for free at the doctor's office. And he gets these things home and he opens them up. He sucks it for like 4 sucks and he throws them in the garbage and he wants to go get another one so he could try all the flavors.
Oh yeah, go through them all. See what he likes.
He went through 20 lollipops in 10 minutes.
He's like the owl on that old commercial, that cartoon for the Tootsie Roll Pop. How many licks does it take to get to the middle?
Right. Yeah. Shoot up the things. I can't take them. I'm a sucker. My wife's not a sucker. I'll buy him everything in the supermarket. I'm suggesting things to him. I'm like, you want to get this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because all the stuff you didn't eat when you were little, plus you didn't eat when you were bodybuilding.
That's right.
So it's like,
There's this ice cream that I've been buying. I'm hooked on ice cream, but I
love ice cream.
I am lactose intolerant. That's why I can't eat ice cream. So
try the Talente ice cream from BJ's.
Oh well, I found this ice cream that's it's coconut based. There's no milk and there's no lactose. It tastes just like ice cream. You couldn't tell the difference. But it's got sugar in it. But it's probably the healthy.
Gotta have sugar for God's sakes. Yeah.
I ate it tonight. It didn't bother my stomach. I'm sitting here fine. I'm not farting up. So. I have to say the ice cream industry has improved quite a bit since I was a kid. A lot more options. See, when you're out of the ice cream game so long as you're bodybuilding, you don't eat, and you're lactose intolerant, you don't eat, you lose touch of what's out there.
Yeah. No, the selection's incredible. Summertime. Well, we're coming into summertime. Summertime is for ice cream. Yeah. Well, even though my 5-year-old says every day is ice cream.
Every day.
I told him that before. I said summertime is for ice cream, and he said every day is
right. Cream. Don't you forget that, Chris.
Actually, when we go for ice cream, I'll get a big one and he'll get a small one, and I'll eat mine real fast, and then I get a big one, I'll get a small one. He'll eat his real fast, right. And then he'll want to switch.
My son he always wants to eat my food too. Yeah. I was eating. What was I eating today? He likes to take his hands and grab my food and feed it to me. He thinks it's hysterically funny. Now he's into feeding my daughter. He was giving her ice cream. I'm like, Logan, don't stick. I'm afraid he's going to stick the spoon down her throat. Because he's so rough. And he probably gets that from me, I'm sure. But he thinks, and she's laughing. She thinks it's hysterical that he's feeding her. Anyway, all right. Let's get down to business. We had some big shows this past weekend. Probably the most notorious being the Indianapolis Pro Show, or Indy Pro as it's become known. Steve Kuclo, really, I guess, shocking people. He was the defending champion. He comes back, Chris, and wins the show, beating a very, very good Akim Williams, beating the new guy on the block, Hassan Mostafa, and beating a really good Luke Sando, too. Let's break this down one at a time. First of all, give me your opinion why Steve Kuclo won.
Widest guy up there.
Yep.
Best shoulders and pecs up there. Best triceps up there. Those 3 body parts give him a lot of sway in the side chest, side tricep, good midsection.
Back. This is structure remind you of Jay's a little bit?
It does to some degree. I mean, he's really wide, and the importance of width outside of pictures, when you see it in real life, when someone's really wide, it can negate, like it did here, a lot of freaky muscle in Akim Williams. Width is so important. And, that's people would criticize Jay when Jay didn't have a lot of muscle maturity, but he would win shows. What they weren't seeing is they weren't there to see, wow, this guy looks better than Jay on the front lat spread. Not when you're there. This guy looks so Kuclo has a lot of width. He's really brought his pecs up. I mean, he's brought everything up in the last couple of years, 2 or 3 years.
Reminds me of the Jay Cutler, Chris Cormier battles, right?
Yeah.
When Jay would beat him at the Arnold all those years.
Yeah. So, Kuclo has very good legs, a lot of muscle maturity, a lot of density, which it's taken him a long time to get because, he's not a spring chicken. He's not old.
But he's been around since a teenage. He was a teenage guy. So it's been a long time.
His first few years of competing as a pro, the lack of density really killed him.
Yeah.
Because he was going against bodybuilders who were more seasoned with more muscle maturity, and I think what's changed in his physique the last 3, but especially the last 2 years, is that he has a much more mature, dense, hard look to his muscle.
And he's got a small waist.
Yeah, I said he has a good midsection. So, and
which you don't see in a lot of big guys.
No, you don't. And that's what definitely won it for him. And having said that, Akim Williams was, I think the best Akim. I think it's better here probably than when I think he was. Did he win a show last year? Or he was second in 2 shows last year, right? He was second in Canada. I mean, he was right there close to winning a couple shows last year. He looked really, really good but he looked even better here.
Yeah, this was a good look for Akim because he was nasty hard. I know there's been a couple of like guys out there who have been analyzing the show. I call it fluff analyzation. Anyone who says that Akim Williams wasn't in great shape is a freaking nutcase moron because
he was in great shape.
Oh, really good. I mean, look at those cross-striations in his quads when he locks down his quads.
The teardrop is striated.
Yeah. The only thing the only criticism, I thought he was a little flat, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
he's got huge legs. Normally they didn't look that big to me.
Well, you know what it is. I guarantee he has to go. If he didn't have the condition that he had, he'd look more cartoonish, and would be sitting here saying, would you like to see him harder? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like he would. So I think it was the best look and the right look for him.
I was impressed, and I think that's this should be. I know Akim is probably. I haven't talked to him. I know he's probably upset about the fact that he didn't win. But I don't think you can't be upset, right, Chris? I mean, this is a victory for Akim Williams. I mean, his problem was getting on stage at his best, and I think this was pretty damn close to it.
Yeah, no, he was.
And his posing was good.
Yeah, I mean, this was 3 shows in the last 2 years where he's been in really great condition, and I think all 3 he didn't win. So, I mean, to say not be upset, that's I don't know. I mean, because arguably one of those shows, at least, he could have won. But
let's look at. I mean, he wasn't good at the Arnold Classic this year.
No,
right?
He was not.
He was terrible.
He was not tight enough.
And so he needed these extra couple weeks to really rein it in. I know Akim since he's just started. I mean, I worked with him for many years, and this was a great look for him. I think that he should continue. I'd like to see him do another show.
Yeah.
I think it's at this point, I think he can win it. I don't know what the next show upcoming is. I have to look at the schedule, but I think Akim Williams is right there, and I think that I think he could be dangerous. I mean, he's got the smallest waist in the lineup. Even his waist is even way smaller than Kuclo's.
Yeah,
Kuclo's got a bigger structure, so the taper might be comparable, but I think if he was a little, dare I say a little bigger, I don't know, he could have been taken out. Sometimes when a guy gets into the best shape of his life for the first time, I'm sure he had to torture himself to do it. I know it. And he just looks a little depleted. I think if he can come in a little bit fuller into the next show with the same conditioning, and I know that's a very, very tough balancing line, Chris, we talk about sometimes. He's going to be devastating, I think, because he's got some great body parts, you know, and he's got some great flow to his body.
You know, I mean, he's technically a superstar in the making.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been saying that for a long time.
Sure. Were you impressed with Hassan Mostafa's third place?
Yeah, I was impressed with him. Big legs. He's like a Paul DeMeo physique, almost like a, you know.
He looked a little overcarved to me.
Yeah, I mean, he was. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if it's overcarved to just, you know, he doesn't have a wide waist, just doesn't have a small waist like Akim or Kuclo do. But I mean, he's improved a lot over the last 2 or 3 years, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And he looked good here. You know, his condition was good. His you know, his giant legs, big arms, big delts.
He's a freak.
Good back too.
Yeah. He needs to be a little tighter. And I don't know if it was, like I said, I don't know if he was overcarved, where he spilled a little bit, or if he just needed to be a little harder. What do you think?
It's probably a little combination, holding a little water, not quite full enough.
And, you know, he's come on the scene pretty quickly. He probably,
sure.
Yeah, he doesn't, but I'm saying he probably doesn't have the muscle maturity also that,
yeah,
you know, he's going to gain over the next couple of years. So if he keeps going, you know, I think he's going to be dangerous.
Yeah.
Can he be another, coming from Egypt, can he be another Nasser El Somebody?
No.
Oh, Chris, I'm glad that you said that, because he only speaks one language, and he is not a Nasser. You know that I am much wider than he is. But Nasser, Milos said he put 47 pounds on you in 1 month. Milos is a pathological liar. You know, he just thinks he did that because he had told me, because I asked him to look at his notebooks, and
yeah,
he took credit for it. I was the one who did it myself. I took
no, which is it's
8,000. I took 8,000 milligrams of testosterone a week.
Yeah, it's a testament to
that's his only half
NASCAR that comes. Will he be another NASCAR as good as he'll be? No, that's how good NASA was.
Talk to me about Luke Sando. 4th place. Since you helped him, what were you happy with the look? Was it better than the Arnold?
Not better than the Arnold, no.
What happened?
I think he's too flat here. That's the bottom line. I think too flat. I think.
Is it too many shows for Luke? Because I know he's another one.
It's. I think he's the only person to go to do the 3.
Yeah.
You know, there's a big and think where he did the 3 from. You know, he flew from England to. I mean, it's not like flying around the world, but England to the Arnold.
Yeah.
You know, back to England. Rested 3 days. Went out 32 hours to Australia. Got back on a plane 2 days later. 32 hours back to England. You know, I think he had 6 days there and flew to Indy. So, you know, between sodium and depleting and not depleting and blah blah blah, you know, it's hard to keep your fullness. And without a shadow of a doubt, that physique has to be blasting full, like it was at the Arnold. And actually could be much fuller than the Arnold too. I mean, he can be fuller at the Arnold. He probably should have still been fuller even there to be effective. You know, he's got to be blasting full.
So what's the game plan moving forward? I know he was going to do that English Grand Prix.
Yeah, you know, he wants to do that, but I think he's qualified for the Olympia. I think if he can rest between now and the Olympia, I think he can surprise equally, if not more, than he did at the Arnold. I totally believe that, because although he did all the traveling and that might have flattened out his body, I can tell you he did not push his body in any way, shape, or form to get the physique that he got this year. And that was the magic for Luke this year. Is the irony is he does not have to diet hard. He does not have to do a lot of things that other people have to do to look the way he looks.
Right.
I don't know if that makes sense. You can read between the lines too.
Mm.
You can take it right down to, you know, all the stuff that people want to talk about on the internet that's not actually legal. So, meaning if people, quote, blew their load on these shows, it's hard to reload and get going for the Arnold. I mean, for the Olympia. he'll be fresh for that show.
Right. Interesting. I would, yeah.
Jeremy Brandia compared his amateur physique friend squads to on his Instagram to Luke's.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You can't sue me for making a joke out of that, Jeremy. I may sue you back, and I have a good lawyer. I'm not afraid to spend money.
You know, what show does he want to do? I'm trying to find the show that
There's
Luke
something
wants to
in
do.
13 weeks in England or
Oh
something.
yeah, it's a way off. That's the I see it now. Why does he want to do something in June?
Who knows? Because it's right near his house.
Oh my God! Please, he's gonna do that, and then he's gonna wait another
Yeah.
8 years and do the
The
Olympia.
I know. Well, how many times have I said on paper, it's easy to do back-to-back shows. You do this. Well, because I'm in shape. Well, you know what? Sometimes because you are in shape, it's even harder to do back-to-back shows. I'll give you the example.
He should just pull a Milos. Why doesn't he do the arm?
No, I did. I'll give you the
South
perfect.
America coming up.
I'll give you
2
the
weeks.
perfect example of that. Sometimes when you're not in shape, a lot of times it's easier to do back-to-back shows because you still got a ways to pound
Right,
your
still
body.
dieting, right? Still the diet, exactly.
And that's Akim.
Oh, right.
I mean, Akim was not in shape at the Arnold, and he hammered it here.
Right. I think Akim should do this. I'm looking at the schedule now. The Arnold Classic South America, which is the Arnold
No,
Brazil.
stay out of it. That Raphael's doing it. So tell him to stay out of that show.
No, that's the Tamer is running it now.
Huh?
Good thing.
The Arnold,
It's now
the Arnold Brazil?
Yeah, it's back in the hands of the right people now. They're calling it the Arnold Classic South America.
Are they having a physique class?
I don't know. I see they're having a men's open. Why, you got a classic physique guy?
No.
Oh. You got a men's physique guy?
No, just going to put a dig on Jeremy. You know when I get going.
Chris. I think that we should see Akim down there. He should definitely go down there. I think he'd be crazy not to.
Does Oscar have a passport?
That's a good question. I don't know. You don't need a passport. You only need a. I heard that Brazil did away with their needing a visa now. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, remember you had to get a
You're
visa.
gonna do one for Europe next year. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that. Why?
I don't know. I think they're pissed at Trump or something.
So you're going to need a visa to go to any of the Europeans, I guess you could say.
You're gonna need a visa. Yes.
Wow. Yeah, it used to be so easy to go in there. Now they're going to make it a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying home from now on. It's a lot easier. I hate traveling now. I when I get on the road, I actually enjoy it, but the whole idea of it is exhausting. I think that's because I got kids now. I'm so mentally exhausted all the time.
Yeah, you're like the bodybuilder who's peaked for 3 shows. You can't last another show.
No, I can't.
The kids exhaust you out of the gate. So just the idea of traveling is just going to crush you. As opposed to if you didn't have kids, you could always come home and just crash for 3 days.
That's right. Can't do that anymore. 5th place, Justin Rodriguez. You know, people critique him. I think he's still good. I think he came in good here. I don't really even have any
I've never he's not looks good.
Yeah, but people like wondering why the guy's not placing higher. He's doing his best. He's still coming into his own.
Lineup. The answer to that, why he's not placing higher, is he's run into some good lineups too.
Yeah, he needs to be bigger. That's all. That's the bottom line, don't you think?
Yeah, that's it. That's all.
This is what it is. I mean, get a little bigger, Justin. You know, just keep growing. You're doing great. I mean, there's nothing. I don't even have any constructive criticism for Suzuki. I looked at it. He looked great. He's just these other guys are a little bigger.
Yeah.
You said it right off the bat. Kuclo won this show because of his structure. He's just bigger. He looks more imposing on stage. I love Akim's physique. I like Akim as a person. I even said it when I did a little prejudging wrap up. I said, to me, I think Kuclo is going to win because he's structurally bigger.
Well, it's as simple as this. If you watch and you don't have it, well, not you, or it's interesting to watch Kuclo come out and do his mandatories and you say it looks great. And then he leaves the stage and then Akim comes out and you will say it's an impossibility that Akim is going to lose.
Right.
It's an impossibility. And then when you put them side by side, that's when width and structure and other factors come into play.
Sure. You're right. But I think, in the Arnold lineup, Kuclo looked great too. And I thought he should have been higher. He probably should have been 4th behind Luke. But you had, freaky guys in that lineup who were genetically, structurally superior to him. So he couldn't have beat, Brandon Curry, and he wasn't beating Bonac, who was just mind-boggling. So, and Luke was on the money for that show and bigger than him. So in this lineup, there's no Brandon Curry, there's no Bonac. Luke's a little off. Kuclo shines here. Conditioning and structure win shows all the time. It happens. So it's weird. Now Kuclo gets to the Olympia and he's going to have trouble, I think, again, because he's going against big guys.
Dave, it's so funny because Kuclo won the show last year, and when he got to the Olympia, I wasn't sure if he was off, and then I realized no, he wasn't off. He looked great. It just the top 4 or 6
freaks
were just banging.
Yeah, he needs another 15 pounds of muscle,
which is insane to say. I knew you were going to say that,
and it's insane, right? How do you get 15 pounds of muscle?
Because the fact is, if you had asked me 4 or 5 years ago, I didn't even think he'd get here because he'd been training a while. Mm-hmm. He'd been doing pretty well for a while. Well, good. And I always thought, well, he needs 15 more pounds of muscle. And now here he has 15 more pounds of muscle. And you're like, well, how come he couldn't beat Rolly and Bonac or Luke or.
Or he's got a big frame and he can hold it.
It's hard to fill out. It's hard to fill out the big frame, too.
CUTLER had that issue. He was chasing Ronnie for how long? He kept putting more and more muscle on, and they're like, put more on, more on, And that's really what happened. So, well, I just want to mention also 6th place Dorian Haywood. Best I've seen him.
Yeah, very good.
Got a lot of freaky muscle on him. This is the best he's come in. It was a tough lineup, too. So I think he's got to consider that a victory for himself.
Yeah,
top 6. He was to get a top call out at a pro show is awesome.
Well, not only that, but it's still to get the first call of that lineup is a tough lineup.
Let's switch gears and go over to the 212 division, which total dark horse shocker. Noel Adami wins that. I don't think anyone saw that one coming.
No, only him.
Everyone was, let's face it, the lineup wasn't fantastic. There were some good guys in it, but it wasn't like a name lineup. The only guy in the lineup that anyone knew was really Charles Dixon, the guy who won the show the year before that. And, Dixon's not a young guy. He's in his 40s, so he's not getting better. He's holding his own, so to speak. And he got spanked in this lineup. But let's face it, these guys showed up in really good condition, and conditioning wins shows in that 212 division. We've seen it happen over and over. What was your impression of Noel Adami?
Oh, he just looked powerful and hard. A little wide waist, of course, but just he looks like a non-212 guy in the 212 in this lineup. I think he had a lot of muscle, a lot of dense muscle. Take that density, holy smokes, and put it on. Yeah. Somebody who's in the open class with a ton of muscle. So
I really liked I liked Adami. I thought he was good. I really liked Aaron Polides from
also tremendous condition. Tremendous
freaky legs too.
Yeah, freaky legs.
For some reason I love that side leg. If you got a freaky hanging hamstring from the side leg, with the striations in your side of your leg, and you can see your glutes. And Akim had that in spades at the show. I thought that was very impressive. I'd never seen that from him before. That impresses me from a fan's perspective, and I think it impresses the judges too.
Well, it's you know what? Let's go back to the people who don't like us. It's one of Dexter Jackson's greatest calling card that negates so many people. He's beaten so many people who have great legs from the side and great condition from the side and great hamstring glute tie-in and a great hamstring drop, just because his has been at certain shows just carved. So, not to say that his shoulder delts and pec tie-ins at those same show wasn't carved too, but you're right. It's impressive to see like somebody from the side with a crazy hamstring.
Tom Prince. Yeah, I was going to say Tom Prince. I had a very freaky side leg too.
I had to quiz you today when I quizzed Dave. I said, Dave, I'm at your favorite store. You text me back Walmart. I never go to Walmart, ever. And I was there with my kids, and I thought it was the greatest.
It's an experience. You can. I hang out there. We have a whole little.
I watch your videos. I know you do.
We throw the baseball there. We have a catch. My son hurls this baseball like he's gonna like take off people's heads.
I bought a million things because everything's so cheap. And
Yeah, it's cheap.
But it's a fortune by the time you check out.
It's still cheaper. It's still cheaper than any other place I go. I got news for you. Go to Target, see how much you spend at Target when you leave there. But they got a great toy department there. They got good kids clothing. I get a couple. I'll pick up some T-shirts, because they're cheap, Even though I got to say, we get the greatest fans. I get so many people sending me T-shirts because I said, look, just you know what? If you guys have T-shirts, I'll wear it on the air. Everyone's sending me T-shirts. By the way, extra large. Now, I get such good ones. I can wear a different T-shirt every day.
People send you money.
Yeah, I could throw away the T-shirts after I wear them. But I like them. I try to wear everyone's once, and then if I really like the T-shirt, you'll see me wear it over and over again. Because, there's just some that are cool. I got to get Mexican guy sent me some T-shirts the Mexicans make. This is truth. The Mexicans have the best designs on the T-shirts, but they always use the thick, like the cheaper T-shirts. If they were soft fit T-shirts, I'd wear them all the time. I love their crazy designs.
They're rough.
They're rough. They're a little rougher, yeah, probably, yeah. But yeah, man, I get some good T-shirts.
Well, you can use that retin-A on your skin, Dave, like Steve. So
hopefully, I never need it.
Rough.
I'm Italian. He's Jewish. I don't need it. I got the grease already built into my skin. Enrico Hoffman from Germany finishes in third in that 212.
Yes,
yeah, I like him. Fahad Hazari from Saudi Arabia was fourth. You didn't work with him, did you?
No.
Oh. I thought
Katif. I only work with people from Katif.
That's right. Errol Moore finishes in the fifth position. Congratulations to all those guys. Good show. Very good show. And in the pro bikini there, Ellie Fernandez from Mexico. Speaking of Mexico, wins. And I guess she doesn't really. It's not really a surprise given the lineup, but I think she really. I saw the picture. She looked really good. I was impressed. It's hard with bikini because, Chris, you can justify anyone in that top five winning. It's really what you like and what you don't like, and I think that she's got an impressive physique. So, and I think she was one of the named people in this lineup. And the great thing about this Indy Pro show, it's become. Remember the New York Pro, Chris, back in the day. All the new guys that never competed would use that as their stepping stone, so to speak, to try to make a name for themselves. It seems like this Indy Pro is becoming that, because the New York Pro now, which kind of took over for Night of Champions, is really more star-studded. There's a lot of pro debuts there, but there's also a lot of big names. Yeah. This Indy Pro seems like there's a lot of guys that don't feel as intimidated by the show. It's still early in the year, and they're jumping in this show. Same thing with the women. They kind of try to make a name for themselves, and I think it's getting the reputation of that, and hopefully they'll continue to do it every year.
No, I agree with you. It's a great lineup. Great 2 years in a row. Actually, last year they even had more. There was even more people on the show last year. Total number.
Right. Well, congratulations to Steve Kuclo on the big win. Let's move on now to there was the San Diego Classic Pro Bikini show, John Lindsay's show. And the winner there was Masha Akbarara. Oh my God, I'm gonna butcher this name. Akbaramir from Honolulu, Hawaii. Masa. It's her first name. Masa Akbaramir. Now I have to get on the TV show so I can learn how to pronounce the TV show. Call me, contact me, Masa. I'll get you on for an interview.
Send you a T-shirt.
No, so people send me T-shirts. I get people on the TV show.
Yeah,
she can send me a Hawaii T-shirt. Yeah, that's fine. But I'll get her on anyway. Contact me. Someone out there will tell her. People are like, who is she? That's why I'm getting on the TV show. She needs to be known, so we can learn how to pronounce her name. With a name like that, you win shows, man. People will learn how to pronounce your name. No one thought they would learn how to pronounce Nasser El Sabati, right?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, Schwarzenegger. Exactly. Imagine that.
I heard somebody's. No, I won't say.
No, don't give away any money.
Jinx. I thought you didn't believe in jinxes. You just said that earlier in the show.
No, but who knows? Maybe it's top secret. Where it's coming from. So. We have so many little secrets, Chris and I. We're like two little Yenta women. All right, what other show?
Because people like to cut. It's funny how people email and text you all the inner.
Oh my God, the gossip I get. It overwhelms me, to be honest with you.
How Jay has a YouTube. Cutler has something on YouTube. It's Ask Jay.
Mm.
You could have one that just says top secret gossip.
Yeah.
So his is you can ask him anything. Yours would be people could call.
I already have asked Dave. You know that.
I know, but you don't have Ask Dave the gossip.
Oh no, I don't want to. I don't want to get into that.
But
Then I'll be getting lawsuits.
I'm just going to say you'd have the Jeremy Buendias of the world suing you left, right, and center. So
Actually,
you also told me that though he prepped himself.
Oh.
Jeremy.
That's what that's the latest. You're right. I forgot to mention that. The latest thing he has on his Instagram is that he claims he prepped himself for the 2017 and 18 Olympics.
Yeah, he has a little kid with legs compared to Luke Sandow's legs. I'm going to have to post a rebuttal to that.
He's coaching people now. Yeah, he told me that. Yeah.
Well, of course he is.
So I guess was that a shot at Hani he took? You think by saying he prepped himself?
It's not a shot at his lawyer.
So maybe him and Hani have bad blood. He used to work for Hani for Evogen. Now he doesn't. So maybe there was.
Maybe he can, when he comes back on his show, if he can contain his temper, he can ask. You can ask him about prepping himself.
Well, he's a coach now. He's got some good athletes too. So I'll ask him, see what he says. All right, just wrapping up this San Diego Classic. Ashley Pueda from Dix Hills, New York, my neck of the woods, my old neck of the woods, second place. Kim Gutierrez from Chile, third. All right, let's see what else. There was one more show, the Governor's Cup, and that was in Sacramento. And winning the men's physique was our good friend Zavis Gaydon. Congratulations, military guy. We like to see the military guys winning. Joseph Lee, second, and third place Dean Balvis. Okay, congratulations to those guys. And there was a pro bikini there too. Camille Perriat, she wins that. Let's see who came in second place. Jasmine Gonzalez second, and Cristobalina Pajares from Spain third. My father, if I said, Dad, how do you pronounce this? He would give me this correct Spanish enunciation. Pajares. You know, my son is like a clone of my dad. So we're sending him to this school. It's like whatever. I don't know what they call it. Pre-kindergarten. I call it nursery school, but whatever it is.
They don't call it that anymore.
They don't call it that anymore, no. I get yelled at when I call it that. But anyway, the women there are bilingual, and they talk to the kids in Spanish too, which I like because, right?
Yeah. I
can see my son. He'll be coming home and he'll be giving us Spanish words. I'll be like, so-and-so. He'll be correcting me like my father, you know. No, Dad. It's pronounced Pajares. When my father would, every once in a while, there'd be some Spanish people would come around us, and they would hit him. I said, give my dad a couple of words, like the nurses at the Gulf Coast Village where he was living. Give my dad a couple of words in Spanish. They're like, he doesn't speak Spanish. I'm like, hit him with a couple sentences. And my father would answer him back in Spanish, like not even thinking about it, just because he lived there. My father lived in Spain for a year. It would blow their mind. They'd be like, Sal, how do you speak like that? You got the accent and everything. And my dad loved that. They were complimenting him on his accent. The guy lived in Spain for a year. Sometimes he was actually thinking he was in Spain, so he would call me up. What am I doing in Spain? And I'm like, you're not in Spain, Dad. He'd be like, I'm in Spain. What am I doing here? I said, Dad, you're just confused because you don't recognize the surroundings. I'm in Spain, I'm telling you. I said, you're in Italy, you're not in Spain. Relax, I said. Oh my God. I hope the show's recording itself. I'm using a different recording method now. And I realized I didn't do the backup method. I started late. So. Sergio Oliva Jr. also contacted me. He wanted to come on the show. I got to get him on the show next week. He was pissed also at Jeremy Buendia. Because Jeremy called him out and said that Jeremy lied.
I would rather battle with no disrespect. I disrespect him, Dexter, than Sergio, because Sergio.
You got about it. He has no control. Sergio said that, I guess Jeremy implied that Sergio was trying to apologize to him at the press conference for whatever happened between the two of them, arguments. And Sergio said that's absolutely not true.
What? Call Sergio up now and get him on the show.
It's too late. If it wasn't so late, I would do it.
It's not. It's 10 o'clock in where he lives. Yeah. There's only one where you and I live. Do you just drink a glass of wine?
What? No, I'm drinking water, not wine. I can't do wine at night this late. I'll be too wonderful on the show. Should I call? Let me see. You think Sergio? Text Sergio. Tell him to get on Skype.
Okay, let's see. Hold on, everybody.
Let's see what's going. We don't even. You would think that we would plan this stuff. Him and Chris and I have no. I don't even know what I'm going to talk about. I'm so nervous every time we start these radio shows. I'm like, what? I get nothing to talk about. I said, well, at least I got Indy Pro to talk about. We talked about Indy Pro for 10 minutes.
Skype Dave to throw Jeremy under the bus.
No, we just want the story. That's all. He told me the story, but I can't remember. You know, I'm sure if I go back to the text, I could pull the text up. But I'd rather hear it from his mouth.
Let's see how long he. He's gotta be.
You can't make this stuff up. People think that we probably plan all this stuff, but we don't. It's the truth.
No, nothing's planned.
Yeah. While we're waiting for him, I think I have another story I wanted to bring up. Hold on. There was an Ask the Aceto. Someone asked you a question I wanted me to add. Let me see if I saved it. Ask Aceto here. What is this?
Ask away.
No, that was on February 24th. I guess that's not.
2000.
I delete. You know, I delete it. People do ask me they want to ask stupid questions. I know you won't answer them. I know Chris. I know Chris so well, and I know his whole shtick. I know what will answer and he won't answer.
Yeah,
so
I know you do. So you can delete them. You can screen them.
I screen your questions. I'm like your secretary, you know.
On the Fraser show.
Do you know that they're drug testing? What is it called? Poker players. Poker players. Hold on, let me see what this thing is. Yeah, bridge players. You know, do you ever play bridge?
No, but Ray Dalio's hedge fund is Bridgewater. But go ahead.
I used to play Pinochle, which I think is similar to bridge. Geir Helgelmo is a Norwegian-born titan in the world of bridge, making him an unlikely candidate to be disciplined for failing a mandatory drug test. Why would they even drug test bridge players at all?
I guess I don't know. Sergio must no answer.
For those who don't understand, bridge is a card game. You play with a partner. He was suspended after a random test found the presence of synthetic testosterone and clomiphene, which is clomin, in his systems in high levels. Mr. Helgelmo, a professional player who represents Monaco at the tournaments, will not be allowed to participate in a bridge competition until November the 5th. They say suspended him for failing a steroid test. What possible advantage would taking testosterone have on his ability to play bridge, a card game, Chris?
I don't know. They must have figured it out somehow. Oh,
I can understand amphetamines. I can understand, speed, cocaine, but steroids, if anything, they probably would be a disadvantage because they would distract them because the guy'd be staring at all the cocktail waitresses, passing by at the casino he's playing it. How crazy is that? Let's
see. We got a reply from Sergio.
What do you say?
I can't. I might get sued if I read it on the.
Oh. Here's the funny thing. They couldn't even get in touch.
Oh, he's at dinner. He can't.
Oh, okay. All right. Forget it. Never mind. Tell them to give you a quote on the whole.
Okay. Give us a quote. They give us a quote.
I'll text you a quote, and then you'll read it when he sends it to you. Let me finish this story. Mr. Helgelmo told the Federation, listen to this, Chris, this is great. He told the Federation that he'd been trying to control his weight and been taking supplements with unknown ingredients given to him by a friend who was a bodybuilder. I think it was Boston Lloyd who gave him the supplements. Now listen to this, it gets even crazier, Chris. Mr. Helgelmo, who is serving remember, this is the bridge player. Mr. Helgelmo was serving a prison sentence in Norway for tax fraud unrelated to a suspension could not be reached for comment. So the guy got suspended, but he was meanwhile right after he did the bridge tournament, he must have gone to jail because he was convicted on tax fraud. You can't. This is unbelievable. This is funny. The Federation is recognized by the International Olympic Committee in the 1990s, making it subject to anti-doping rules. That people want to know why the IFBB is not part of the IOC because we don't want to be subject to their doping rules. Right?
Yeah, they may dope test the radio hosts.
But think about it. Why would they be in the IOC? Who gives a shit?
Oh God.
God, it's crazy. Yeah, but they all use the supplement. They always blame the supplement in the show. Oh, the tainted supplements.
Oh yeah. Cold. I had a cold, and I took NyQuil, right?
Yeah. The lawyer said, generally speaking, using drugs to enhance performance is not a pervasive problem in bridge, and that he could not recall a previous suspension related to a failed drug test ever. The guy should have just said he was on it for hormone replacement. Although if they're part of the IOC, probably they don't even care. There's no drug use. Based on anti-doping code, athletes can get exemptions for therapeutic use of a drug. That exemption can be granted for athletes to treat neuropathic pain. ADHD or transgender athletes can take hormones, Chris. Oh my God. Our world is so fucked up, Chris, you know. They got to just stop testing. Just let everyone do whatever the fuck they want, right?
Let the bridge players play bridge.
Why can't Trump do that? You think Trump is like one of these, like, you know what, I don't want to be bothered with this bullshit. I'm surprised Trump hasn't come in and said, you know what, fuck all you guys. No more drug tests. We're not drug testing, right? That would end all the fucking problems.
We want the biggest football players, right?
Right. Fuck this. I'm making a law. No more we're not drug testing anyone anymore.
Oh, speaking of, I see your friend, Miss McMahon, is no longer in the administration.
Yeah, what happened? I got to find out.
I don't know. You know what? You get into these, probably so time consuming, right?
Left the cabinet. Yeah, probably was too much responsibility, right? Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't sound great.
It does sound great to be in the cabinet, the president's cabinet.
And then you end up like, you know, right? You have no time.
Maybe she's going to run for office again. I got to find out. I'll ask.
Okay, we got
WrestleMania's coming up next weekend. So I've been doing Triple H is looking really good. I've been doing his diet, as everyone knows. He tore his pec, recently.
No, I didn't know that. How did he tear it?
A couple months back. He was in the ring. And he's had a lot of injuries. He's torn both quads.
Why does pecs tear so easily? Seriously.
I think when you get older, he's in his 40s now. I think he's, especially with the wrestling. Think about what they're doing. There's such crazy moves they're doing and everything like that. And he doesn't wrestle all year. He only wrestles special occasions. So, it just tore. It was brittle, I guess, and it just tore. And so, he trains in the gym every day, never tears anything. But the wrestling ring is crazy. I see guys in their like 40s and 50s who are still grappling, doing like jujitsu and stuff. I'm like, these guys are nuts because your body just is not as resilient. You can look good, but if you start doing crazy movements like that, you're asking for trouble. I remember Steve Weinberger was, he was into grappling and fighting and everything like that. He was a good fighter too. I've seen him. And he was telling me, we were sitting in his office one day, he was telling me, oh, my neck's killing me. I'm like, Steve, why are you still grappling, at your age? I said, what? I know you like it and everything. Did you hit the bag, man? You don't want to be paralyzed when you get older, It's not worth it. He's like, you're right. He goes, I don't know. He goes, I like to fight. I said, I know you do, but, it is what it is. We don't want to be in pain when we get older. We're at
you want the quote from Sergio?
Yeah, give me the quote.
At risk of being sued, Sergio Oliva says, Jeremy is so narcissistic. He thinks everyone is either apologizing to him or attacking him and want his life. So Jeremy is so narcissistic.
Narcissistic. Yeah.
Narcissistic. He thinks everyone is either apologizing to him or attacking him or want his life. Not everyone got into the sport for Lambos. Some just want the honor. And him and the social media people will never understand what that is. Honor and respect. It's like a poet.
There you go. I think we should end the show with that. Honor and respect. That's what it's all about. I think everyone's just looking for a little honor and respect in this world. Isn't that really what we're all after?
Well, if you don't have self-respect, you'll get no respect. And that may be one of Jeremy's problems.
I think honor and respect are earned, aren't they? Rather than, they're not your right by birth.
They are earned, but they have to be internalized first before you export them into the world. If you don't, if you don't honor, if you don't have self-respect that lends itself to respecting others, then nobody's going to respect you.
I'm going to give people a little bit of advice. I'm going to look into the camera.
Well,
hopefully this records. Here's my advice to you. When you can really get sucked into this social media world and you can get sucked into into these fights. You can get sucked into comments, and then you can start feeling bad about yourself really easily, because if you read the comments by some of the things that people post, and you take things seriously, like a lot, I think Jeremy does. I think it hurts him. I think it really hurts him when he reads people that say negative things about him. Everyone says, yeah, no, I don't let it bother me. I don't let it bother me. I really don't. Very rarely do I let anything bother me. But a lot of guys, it does bother, and they wind up going online and going to war with these people. And you know what happens when you go to war? You get more war. You got to go to peace with these people. That's why a lot of times when people will say things about me, most of the time, unless I'll do something funny, even like that little mock video I did on the Johnny Bravo and Jason Janelle, because you can't take yourself that seriously. And if you can't handle social media, you shouldn't be on it. I got news for you. If you're stressed out, and if you're not, and things are going wrong on social media for you, we have these things every week. There's another battle on there. What I recommend people do is disconnect, turn it off for a week. Don't go on Facebook. Don't go on Instagram for 1 week. Stop. The world won't end, I promise you. And you know what? You're going to feel so at ease, okay? And you're not going to lose followers. Nothing's going to happen for a week. That's the key. Disconnect. Turn the matrix off. Right? We're all sucked into this matrix. That's what the internet is. It's the matrix, and you have to take yourself and disconnect yourself from it. Pull the plug. And take a deep breath, relax for a week, and then go back with a different mindset. Because otherwise, you're going to self-destruct. I saw recently, but before we go, I know we're running out of time, but Nathan Diasha now is calling out Luke. Did you see that one?
No, I don't follow anything, actually.
Because I guess they're both from UK, and
that's right. Let me translate that for you, because I am the expert at
okay.
I'm good at stuff like that.
I saw you put that piece of gum back in your mouth. We're still recording.
That if he's calling him out, that's probably because they're both from England, and
sure,
Luke had the best Arnold Classic that anyone from England could ever have, and beat Cedric. He beat Rowley. He beat Kuclo, and he's really a nobody. And I guess from that placing, probably from people in England thinks he's a somebody, and the previous somebody from England, let's face it, is
Nathan.
So it gets under his skin.
Nathan does, by the way, won't come on the show either because and for the same
no,
reason.
But that's perfect. That's exactly. What else could it be? What else could it be?
Oh, I'm sure that's
because,
what it is.
What do you think, Luke? I mean, Luke out there bad talking someone? It could be.
I like it. But you know what? I do like I like the British battles. Those guys.
Since you brought it up, what is the crux of this war?
I don't know. It's who's going to beat who at the end. Of course, that's what it is. Because I think that's Nathan's doing the show.
What's that?
Well, I heard Nathan got hurt. Nathan hurt his quad or something like that, or his VMO or something like that.
I don't think that. I don't think the best Nathan beats the best Luke. In other words, I think if you had Nathan,
good matchup. It's a good matchup. Different physiques.
Well, side by side. I mean, look at the names that Luke just beat at the Arnold.
Right. No, I think it's going to be a good matchup. I love those battles.
But having said that, you have to bring that physique. You can't bring like Indy physique.
The difference between Nathan battling Luke versus like Jeremy battling some of the other guys, that they'll go out and have a drink after the show together. It's a friendly battle. You know what I mean? It's fun. They're arguing with each other, but I don't really think it's that serious.
Well, you're not saying that Nathan is going to send a
cease and desist.
Have his lawyer send me and you a letter, or have his lawyer send a letter to Luke.
No, well, Nathan doesn't like us. That doesn't like going on the show. He doesn't like RxMuscle anymore because he says that I let Boston Lloyd on there. He doesn't like the Boston. This is still going back 2 years, but he thinks Boston Lloyd disrespected his family somehow. I don't know what he said, but I don't even remember the conversation anymore. But so Nathan won't come in. If you notice, Nathan hasn't been on the show, and I'm friends with. I like Nathan. I don't know why he just
nobody. You know what? Nobody's strong enough to not follow social media.
Yeah.
I say that because I'm not kidding when I say I don't follow anything. I don't have.
Though you're always on Instagram.
I post my stuff.
You see the other stuff though too.
No, I don't.
You follow me.
I follow your family stuff.
Yeah,
I don't follow like the bodybuilding stuff.
But you have all the yentas who tell you what's going on. You got Sergio calling you. You got Luke calling you. You know everything that's going
Luke
on.
doesn't gossip. I never. The only time I talk to Sergio is when you say, we need a quote for the show.
There's always someone giving you the gossip. You got the Middle East connection gossip guys. By the way, did you see that video of Rami?
Yeah.
Recently training in the gym.
Yeah.
I did a little analysis of it.
Yeah.
What'd you think of Rami?
He's certainly not doing New York Pro.
He's not. Okay.
No, not looking like that.
I heard that the rumor now is that he's doing the Toronto Pro, which is what, a week after?
Won't be ready for that.
Interesting. All right.
He won't be ready for that.
He's got to do a show to qualify for the Olympics. What is he going to do?
Tampa? He will not be doing Toronto. He will not be doing New York. Mark my words.
Dexter's doing Tampa, right?
Oh, that's right.
So you can't do Tampa. Fine, he could do Tampa, but I mean, that would be a good battle, I guess.
Yeah, but Dexter has the ability to come in like
crazy shredded, but
yeah. Meaning Dexter could over diet if he needed to, and he wouldn't. Dexter's always the hardest person to go up against.
Look, I heard that Rami's either doing New York. Now I'm hearing that he's not doing New York because Neil Hill is helping. And this is all. I should just call Neil Hill because Neil Hill will tell me. This is all internet rumor gossip.
Dave, quote me. He's not doing New York and Toronto.
Okay. All right, let's see. Let's see if you're right.
There's just no way.
He doesn't look like he's in that zone right now to me either from the video. I did see another funny video of him sprinting. There was two kids. He was racing two kids. Running, yeah. Which is the stupidest thing you could do because that's how you tear a quad, right? You're talking about
hamstring.
He wasn't running very well. When I hit a certain weight, I couldn't run anymore. Even before I tore my quad, but I couldn't run. I tried to run. I didn't know how to run. I was too big. My legs were too big. I didn't know how to do it. I could walk fast. I couldn't run though. So Rami still could run. So I guess he's got a little athleticism left in him.
Oh, he has less followers than Jeremy.
Sure. Look, my advice to Jeremy is fuck everyone. Don't even pay attention to these guys. Stop going to war.
You could never take that advice because see that little thing that I did, that little dig, that gets under his skin.
Yeah, I don't know. I think his partners.
I'm trying to test his.
Test his mouth. The guy's got a clothing line that's fucking off the charts. I love the clothing. You want to send me some clothing? I'd be happy to wear it, Jeremy. No, seriously. He's got some good businesses out there. He's making money. He should I don't know why he fights these people. I understand why some of these other people battle each other, like for followers online. But he doesn't need the followers. He's already got all the followers already.
Back to what we already said. He feels disrespected.
Yeah, no, he said it. That's what he said on the show. So if you guys haven't seen the interview, you can go watch the Jeremy Bund video.
You know what he should do is my advice to him on all these little flare-ups. And Nathan, actually, and I mean that to Nathan, was a great bodybuilder. He's a good guy. I don't know him well. Do what Jay would do. Could you imagine Jay being suckered into any type of?
Yeah.
I mean, right?
He doesn't even do it now. He does his channeling and he does interviews
and you know what? People took pot shots at him. There wasn't Instagram, but there was the internet, and people took pot shots and this and that, and said all types of nasty things about him. You think Jay had some type of quasi meltdown or said, this about that guy and that about this guy? And
right. Yeah, he never got involved with that. It's too negative for him. He's right.
No, it's too negative. And you know what? I tell bodybuilders this, and they don't, and it's people I help too, but they just can't get it. And it's just hard because it's an addiction. I said, you know what? You'd be such a better bodybuilder if you just focus on yourself and don't get suckered into social media. It's not really making you much more money. It's not going to make you a dime more by following people and if money is the issue or like.
Well, some of these guys get hits. They monetize their videos on YouTube, and I understand when they do that. But a lot of guys that have good followings already don't need to engage in that because they already have the followers. So
yeah.
I think people just feel like they're going to be irrelevant if they're not in the loop of whatever the latest conversation is on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook, etc. And that's how they get sucked into these things. Obviously, as press, we cover the stuff because it gives us traffic. But after a while, I get exhausted by the whole thing. But every once in a while, I try to make what I try to do is I try to follow it. I mean, I follow as much as I can, and then what I do is I comment and we have discussions like this, And then I try to just let it go, But then I get people contacting me. They want to come on the show and they want to talk about it. And I'm like, all right, well, let's find out the real story. So I get most of my stories from the actual people themselves who want to come on our channel because they know that we're probably, I guess in the bodybuilding world, one of the most legitimate channels out there. And so they know if they come on and they tell their story on our channel, that it's going to give them a little more legitimacy to what they are. And they know I'm going to ask them the tough questions. I said it to Jeremy before the interview. I said, Jeremy, I'm going to ask you the tough questions. He's like, no, I know. That's fine.
Sometimes you're not tough enough, but go ahead.
Yeah, but I don't want to be. I'm not. Look, I'm tough, but I'm not cruel. I'm not cruel. No, Chris, there's the difference. I try not to be. When I get someone on the show, I have to show them a level of respect as a guest. Okay, even Sean Ray, even though you think he doesn't deserve it. So, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to ask him. I'm going to skirt around the issue. I asked Jeremy tough questions, and I didn't let him get away with them. But I wasn't mean to him. I'm not looking to try to put the guy down because then that's not right. Now, some people think tough questions are not appropriate. So there are people that won't come on the show because they know I'm going to ask them a tough question. They want to be lobbed softballs, and I'm not going to do that. So I give Jeremy respect for coming on the show, letting me question him, and I'm sure I'm sure the next person is going to want to come on the show too, the follow up, because this thing isn't going away anytime soon. It's still escalating, I sense, and now Jeremy's calling out coaches and stuff like that. So I think Jeremy hasn't. It's still going up and up and up. We're not going the opposite direction yet. So that's all she wrote, Chris. I think Akim Williams should really consider doing the Arnold Brazil in a couple weeks. It's ripe for the picking, I think, Chris. I know Juan Morel's doing that show, but I think that Akim can go in there and win that show. You think he can beat Juan Morel?
Can he beat Juan?
Mm-hmm.
If he looks like he did in Indiana, yes.
Juan's another guy with a big structure,
Why do you think I paused?
Yeah, but he doesn't have the legs of Kuclo.
I paused because I'm thinking he's actually got a huge structure.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I when you get to the quads, if Akim's quads look like they did in Indiana.
But then again, Akim's are not that big either. So, I mean, they're detailed. They're not huge. You know what the problem is? Akim is not really that wide, but he's got a tiny waist, so he appears much wider. He's got huge depth. So, I think it's a good matchup. Both New York guys, we like to see the New York battles. They were friends. They were training partners for many years. The two of them.
Maybe they can get in an internet feud before the show
starts.
They're
friends. They're not going to get any feuds. All right, that's it, guys. Let's end this, and I don't even. I'm not revealing anything. We got some good programming coming up this week. Make sure you stay tuned all weekend long.
Don't jinx it. I told you. See, you believe in the jinx.
I do. You know what? Because I don't want to advertise the interview.
That would be the ultimate jinx. See what happened to be the ultimate jinx.
You know what? I did. I got a great interview coming out this, I think, Monday or Tuesday. I did an interview with Jason Arnst. Jason and I go way back to the 90s. We were very tight back then. And we talk about all the craziness from Nubane and all the different drugs guys were using and just all the insanity from the 90s all the way up to the present. People are going to love this interview. It's really good. I enjoy doing it. And once again, Jason was great. And Jason's very entertaining anyway. And talks about Kemper and the Diamond Gym back in the day and all that, all the stuff that was going on, all the pros and that came out of that gym. It's a really good nostalgic interview, and I think people will take it out. They're going to get a kick out of it. So guys, check that out. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, hopefully this will be on video. I'm trying to record this on video. I've been having some trouble, but it's still obviously going to be available for podcast download as well. But usually on YouTube, I just put the audio. Now I'm going to try to do some video too. Chris and I have opened our lives at 1 a.m, crazy hair and all, to allow you guys to see us while we're doing the radio show. So until next week, remember, with Heavy Muscle Radio,
truth hurts.